All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostle, and others, a great millstone, Shalom, to the Akim, the preaching of word of sincerity and in truth. Yeah, this is just going to go into news and current events, prophecy. You know, Russia TV airs nuclear missile warning for the U.S. and Britain. I just jumped straight into it. You know, more layers being added to this war. These nations are ramping up the military more than ever. More people are more on alert. World War III is that's not even something that's looked at like far fetched. You have even a lot of individuals that's youth that's seeing all these catastrophic events, and this is that chicken that's coming home to roost, man. Ezekiel the 38th chapter, as well as various other scriptures, predominantly that Ezekiel 38, where it speaks about Gog and Magog, and the Most High putting the hooks back in their jaws, because the Most High through the Spirit is putting a heavy vibration on Russia to stay war hungry, take full advantage of the position that they're in. Right now with the war with Ukraine, it's speaking in the news that it's pretty much kind of like a struggle. Russia's not doing the best, but as the Most High is going to continue to progress it, and they're going to continue to step up their military, capabilities and get more extreme in this war. It's levels to weapons. It's levels to military. That's why even when these different nations go to war, they'll outlaw. You have basically international weapons laws, so to speak. I don't know the exact term, but it's certain bombs, there's certain weapons that you just can't use. I think cluster bombs are an example of one. It's certain weapons that you're not permitted to use, and it's being stated that a lot of these different countries are starting to reuse those weapons. Because it's so devastating. Like if you would shoot if I'm not mistaken, the term is cluster bomb, close to a city, it's the job of it is not just to hit one target. It spreads throughout, so it could be a crime against humanity. And the job of war is military style battles, military against military, and whoever wins, seizes all control. So it's the laws of war. But a lot of these individuals are going to break these laws. And I even read an article. I don't know how accurate or true it is, but it said that Ukrainians are they basically fighting these Ukrainian soldiers, and they're damn near like hybridized. I don't know what kind of technology they're tapping into. Biden, I just watched a video also. Biden donating more billions into Ukraine. These billions of dollars aren't just for no outdated ass guns, man. Guns that jam. Jake will look at these little pistol. Nah, this is full scale wars. These are technological advancements that's merged within a lot of the military high grade weapons. And it's to make these soldiers suitable to fight for days, months, years on end. Long in your body. Takes a toll on you in those wars, man. So they're really beefing these different soldiers up, with technology, as well as military arms, and they're making these soldiers like super soldiers. That's why the Lord has to lift up a standard. But it says a Russian television panelist has made the latest nuclear threat on Kremlin-controlled media by saying missiles could be fired at the U.S. and the U.K. The comment came as the fate of the Zaporizhzhia, a nuclear power plant, was being discussed on Monday's edition of Vremya Pokazet. Time will tell on Russia's first channel. It says the International Atomic Energy Agency is growing increasingly alarmed by military action at the facility located around 140 miles northeast of Russian-occupied port city of Mariupol. I didn't want to click the server because it was going to take me to another another website or whatnot, browser. But that's just the main point. I just want to get into these events. Keep these things short and sweet. for the sake of, the spirit, and I want to still do a few other topics to speak on a few other things. But the Lord is mustering the host of the battle. The scripture speak about the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Yahweh speaks about Armageddon, speaks about nuclear destruction. So these are the things that the future is soon to bring near. All right, the future is looking very gloomy. All right, but for the elect and for those that are on the right side, we're walking through this tunnel into the light. Even though and we have the flashlight. The scriptures speak about the lamp. The wisdom is likened unto a lamp. So we don't trip when night falls or when things starts to get gloomy. Excuse me. The Most High is going to provide. All right, we trust in Yahweh Shema Shah, and we know the Lord is going to make a way. He's done before, and he's going to do in the future. When all these different nations were fighting, even in the ancient world, when it was conflicts and things that took place, and we were in basically in the midst, whether we lived in that land, or got caught up in the midst of certain things, the Lord was with us. Lord was with the men of the Lord. So us brothers that's, fighting, dedicating ourselves, sacrificing ourselves, putting ourselves on the line for the truth's sake, the Lord is going to lift up that standard. All right, Ezekiel 38 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. You see, so it's not just going to be just Russia and U.S. It's going to be a lot of these different nations that's going to lock horns. Turkey, like I said, Ukraine, Israel, Iran, a lot of these African nations, the whole world. That's what a world war is. When all nations basically have to participate, because all these nations are interlocked when it comes to economics any damn way. Their GDP is dependent, their gross domestic product, is dependent upon other nations, because of course, they produce the products within their regions, and for whether it's local consumerism, but they trade these things internationally. So when a nation is at war with another nation and things of that nature, it can affect their markets. So these different nations are going to have to really exercise their military, to protect what's theirs. All right. It's basically a last resort situation when you got to go to war. And all these nations is at the last resort. And we know the end all be all is for America to put themselves at the helm of this war, as well as Israel being the ones that draw them out, are at least of the flock, and that's going to result into the destruction and the full, condemnation, of America and Israel, and of course from that, peace is going to be presented on earth after, it's a few other things that's going to take place, but we know when all hell breaks loose and everything is said and done, when the smoke clears, the next nation that's going to rule is Israel. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, those that suffered, they're going to reign. So I want anybody giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Hashem, Kakodash, double honor to the apostle and others, great millstone. Shalom, Akim.